in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Set, 180. 50. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. Alert, 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 alert. Check to him. Pistol. Hurry. Shot.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Cleveland. 51 yards.
218, chop. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Alpha.
First and goal.
Hurry.
From the gun, Mayfield. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Wide, get wide. Alert, 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 alert. Hey, orbit. Mike's 50. Hurry.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield to the end zone. Here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
Mayfield to throw it. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Eli Harrell racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So on fourth down, out comes the Browns kicker, Austin Seibert. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken short.
Let's go.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Mike 53. He's tired of winning. Let's go.
DeAndre Washington, his first carry. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Washington. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Recon, 132 fighter. Joker. Say. Alert.
LaShawn McCoy, the 31-year-old running back, his first carry. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
It's just me and you.
Allen going to try and throw on third down. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Bills are going to tie the game at 3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
I'm here all day. Check 43. Kill. Up. Hey, alert 33.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try to find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Round 80! 56! Come on! Under 10! Hey, hold.
These two teams all tied after 1. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2 as they face a difficult 3rd and 12 coming up.
Hey, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right now. Half 85. Hey, high 7. Middle. Check. Crunch. Shoot.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one and a Bills 1st down. Jones last year led the Bills, 652 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, more than doubled his production from 2017. Now they're hoping for an even bigger bump this year. On 1st, here's Washington. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
53! I got you, pump. Kill.
On on second down, Washington. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. On third down, Allen looking downfield for Joe. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Bills have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left,
more football
early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Check three. 50's the mic. Hey!
Mayfield on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Check. Hey, Haywood.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now Brown. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On 2nd down, it's Washington, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Watch the twins. He's coming. Double up. He's coming, double up.
So they run with Perkins. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
King. Mike, hey, Charlie. Hurry. I got him.
Mayfield looks to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. His throw caught right around the 6. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Antonio Callaway, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jannard Avery in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Let's go, defense.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Kill.
Now on 2nd and 16. Allen over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
Mike. 53, Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the 52. Tighten up.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. That's caught by Waller out left side. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
On play action, Allen. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Here's Allen to throw it, and he's going to go down again. Sione Takitaki brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The 1st sack of his NFL career. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a...
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
First down, Bills.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Hey, exit.
On play action, Allen. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
First down, Buffalo.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we have... And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Staying on the ground with Washington. He's got the first down and more past midfield. A big play here for Buffalo. 47 yards. And a guy that can change the game shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Yeldon. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Allen going to throw. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Running it, Washington, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to regain the lead. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because
he's got a man complete. That one goes for 30 yards. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
He'll rifle this one. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions, and then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
Right back to Washington. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Allen off the play fake. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Landry now on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns' drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Alert, 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 alert.
Mayfield. He's got Higgins over the middle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. With it is Brown. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the 30 on 2nd down. Allen hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for the Browns TD. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a 1-score game.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need...
And this is caught inside the 5. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Trying to pound it in with Washington. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Bills touchdown. DeAndre Washington, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Next to score, Bills 24, Browns 16.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Hurry,
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Hey, 50. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Silver. Hurry. Nickel.
On third down, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Taking on the midfield logo. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
319. Check 53. I got you, son. Check.
On first down, Washington. Tackle made by Demarius Randall. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Now Allen off the bootleg. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, his struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
Watch him. Watch left. He's smooth. Mike 50. Real. Hey.
On second down, Mayfield again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Baker Mayfield, as a rookie, 3 times he led the Browns back to victory in the 4th quarter. What can he do here in year number 2? 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, but now it's 3rd and goal. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on fourth down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Now Mayfield on fourth down. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bills' goal line stand is going to get them the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Washington. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Bills, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Browns, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.